So today we are going to start a new lecture or new chapter for 12, and chapter name is surface chemistry. As the name suggesting, surface chemistry deals with study about the surface and surface phenomena. And the first term we are going to discuss in this chapter, and that is adsorption. First of all, we have to know what is adsorption. Adsorption is the retention of a substance on surface of other substance. Retention of a substance on surface of other substance, that is known as adsorption. And first question may be there, why does adsorption take place? Why does adsorption take place? Then adsorption will take place due to unbalanced forces like surface tension. Unbalanced forces like surface tension are responsible for adsorption. An example of this is occlusion. Example of this is occlusion. In solution chapter we have discussed what is occlusion. Occlusion means retention of a gas on surface of metal. Retention of a gas on surface of metals, that is known as occlusion. बात बोलो मत दोनों तुम. Next is the thermodynamic aspect of adsorption. Questions may be there in objectives as well as in board. According to Gibbs-Helmholtz equation, we know delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S, where delta G naught is the Gibbs free energy change, delta H naught is the enthalpy change, delta S is the entropy change. Now questions may be there in exam. Why adsorption is always exothermic? Why adsorption is always exothermic? H, I have mentioned, adsorption take place due to balancing of unbalanced forces. H, balancing of unbalanced forces take place. Balancing of unbalanced forces take place. So energy should be released. That's why enthalpy will be negative. Hence, adsorption is always exothermic. Next question may be there. What will be the sign of entropy change for adsorption? Generally, for spontaneous processes, delta S should be positive, but for adsorption, delta S is negative. Delta S is negative. As I have mentioned, in occlusion, the retention of gases take place, and due to this retention, their randomness will decrease. Randomness will decrease, hence their entropy change is also negative. So keep it in mind, for adsorption, both delta H and delta S are negative. Delta H is negative due to balancing of unbalanced forces, so energy should be released, as well as delta S is negative due to decrease of randomness. Now we have to deal for what condition it should be spontaneous. For that, delta H should be greater than T delta S, then adsorption will be spontaneous, because then delta G will be negative. If delta H is less than T delta S, then the adsorption will be non-spontaneous. And if delta H is equal to T delta S, then that condition is known as adsorption equilibrium. Adsorption equilibrium. Now we have to deal with the terms related with adsorption. The first term is adsorbate and the second term is adsorbent. Adsorbate and adsorbent. adsorbate and adsorbate. Adsorbate is the substance which is retained on surface of other substance. Adsorbate is the substance which is retained on surface of other substance, while adsorbent is the substance on whose surface adsorption take place. Substance on whose surface adsorption take place, that is known as adsorbent, while the substance which is retained on surface of other substance, that is known as adsorbate. For example, for occlusion, gases are adsorbate while metals are the adsorbent. Now we have to discuss about other term, and that is absorption. Absorption. Absorption means uniform distribution of a substance throughout the bulk of the other substance. Uniform distribution of a substance throughout the bulk of other substance, that is known as absorption. In board, there will be question regarding differences between adsorption and absorption. Differences between adsorption and absorption. So for that we have to make a table. On one side we can write down adsorption, on other side we can take absorption. First difference will be their definition. As adsorption is retention of a substance on surface of other substance. Absorption is the uniform distribution of a substance throughout the bulk of other substance. Second point will be adsorption is a surface phenomena. Adsorption is a surface phenomena, while absorption is a bulk phenomena. Next point will be adsorption is generally non-uniform. Adsorption is generally non-uniform, but absorption is uniform. Next, very important one, adsorption can be reversed. Adsorption can be reversed, but absorption can never be reversed. Now, we have to discuss about types of adsorption. Adsorption can be classified on basis of two properties. The first one is concentration of adsorbate. First one is concentration of adsorbate. On basis of concentration of adsorbate, it can be of two types. One is positive adsorption. Positive adsorption, and the second is negative adsorption. Positive adsorption and negative adsorption. The positive adsorption will be when concentration of adsorbate on surface is more than concentration in bulk. Concentration of adsorbate on surface is more than concentration of adsorbate in bulk, that is known as positive adsorption. While for negative adsorption, concentration of adsorbate on surface is lesser than concentration in bulk, that is known as negative adsorption. Next type, on basis of forces of attraction. On basis of forces of attraction. Adsorption can be of two types. Very important question for 12th board as well as objective exams. It can be of two types. One is physical adsorption. Physical adsorption, or generally it is also known as physisorption. Physical adsorption or physisorption. And the second case will be chemical adsorption. Chemical adsorption or chemisorption. Chemical adsorption or chemisorption. As from the name we are getting physical adsorption, in it forces of attraction are weak van der Waals forces. Forces of attraction are weak van der Waals forces. For chemical bond, chemical adsorption, the forces of attraction are stronger chemical bonds. Forces of attraction are stronger chemical bonds. As for physical adsorption, forces of attraction are weak, hence enthalpy of adsorption is low. Enthalpy of adsorption is low. Enthalpy of adsorption is low, and value is 20 to 40 kilojoule per mole. Enthalpy of adsorption is low, and value is 20 to 40 kilojoule per mole. And for chemical adsorption, enthalpy of adsorption is high, and value is 40 to 400 kilojoule per mole. 40 to 400 kilojoule per mole. Next, physical adsorption is non-specific, as van der Waals forces can be present between any two molecules, but chemical adsorption is specific in nature because there are stronger chemical bonds. They cannot be formed between each two molecules. Next, physical adsorption is non-uniform. Chemical adsorption is uniform. It is uniform. Next, physical adsorption is multi-layered. Physical adsorption is multi-layered, but chemical adsorption is unilayered. Next, physical adsorption is reversible. Physical adsorption is reversible, as van der Waals forces are weak, but chemical adsorption is irreversible. Chemical adsorption is irreversible. Next point I am taking, very important one. Physical adsorption always decreases with increase of temperature. With increase of temperature, the physical adsorption always decreases. The graph may be like this. This is known as adsorption isobar. And for chemical adsorption, first it increases with increase of temperature and then decreases. First increases, then decreases with increase of temperature. Reason is because initially temperature is required to provide the necessary activation energy for bond formation. There might be question in exam, which type of adsorption always decreases with increase of temperature? Then answer will be physical adsorption. While there may be question, which type of adsorption first increases then decreases with increase of temperature? Then it will be chemical adsorption. Or question may be there, the chemical adsorption first increases then decreases with increase of temperature. Why? The reason is simple one, because initially temperature is required to provide the necessary activation energy for bond formation. Then the extent of adsorption decreases with increase of kinetic energy. Now, question may be there, what do you mean by absorption? What do you mean by absorption? One mark question maybe in your board exams. What is absorption? Absorption means when adsorption and absorption take place simultaneously. Both adsorption and absorption take place simultaneously. Both adsorption and absorption take place simultaneously. That is known as absorption. Or we cannot distinguish between adsorption and absorption. That case is known as absorption. Now we have to discuss about the factors on which adsorption depends. Factors on which adsorption depends. Factors on which adsorption depend. There are 5 factors on which adsorption will depend, and the first one is nature of adsorbate. Nature of adsorbate. As I have mentioned, adsorbate is the substance which is retained. So easily will be the liquefaction of the adsorbate. Easily will be the liquefaction of adsorbate. More will be the adsorption. Easily will be the liquefaction of adsorbate. More will be the adsorption. Or we can say that higher will be the critical temperature. Higher will be the critical temperature of the adsorbate. More will be the adsorption. As we know, in 11th we have discussed, critical temperature is the maximum temperature above which a gas can never be liquefied. And mathematically, Tc will be equal to 8A over 27 Rb. In 11th class, we have discussed Tc is 8A over 27 Rb, where Tc is the critical temperature, A and B are the van der Waals gas constants, and R is the universal gas constant. Questions may be there in objectives regarding significance and unit of A and B. H, I have taught you. A shows the magnitude of forces of attraction between gas molecules. A shows magnitude of forces of attraction between the gas molecules, and so higher will be the value of A, easily will be the liquefaction of the gas. Easily will be the liquefaction of gas, and its unit can be found out by equating pressure with Am square over V square. From van der Waals gas equation or real gas equation, P should be equal to A n square over V square. From it, unit of A comes out to be atmosphere, liter square per mole square. Now, significance of B. B shows the volume of each molecule in comparison to total volume of gas. B shows volume of each molecule in comparison to total volume of gas. Higher will be the value of B, lesser will be the compressibility. Lesser will be the compressibility, and its unit can be found out by comparing B is equal to NB. So, unit of B will be liter per mole. Liter per mole. Same way we can discuss about critical pressure. Critical pressure is the minimum pressure which must be applied to convert a gas into liquid, that is known as critical pressure, and mathematically it will be A over 27 B square. A and B are the van der Waals gas constant, and the last critical volume, it will be the volume of gas at a critical temperature and pressure, and mathematically it will be 3D, and relationship between these three will be Pc into Vc over Tc, that is equal to 3 by 8 R. This should be the relationship between these three. Pc into Vc over Tc, that is equal to 3 by 8 R. Pc is critical pressure, Vc is critical volume, Tc is critical temperature, and R is universal gas constant. Now questions may be there in objective as well as in board exams. Out of ammonia and CO2, which is adsorbed up to a greater extent and why? Out of ammonia and CO2, which is adsorbed up to a greater extent and why? Then our answer will be ammonia is adsorbed up to a greater extent. Reason is that because ammonia is easily liquefiable or has higher critical temperature due to hydrogen bonding. Next question may be there. Arrange noble gases in increasing order of extent of adsorption. In increasing order of extent of adsorption. As I have mentioned, easily will be the liquefaction, more will be the extent of adsorption. So, order of adsorption will be helium, then neon, then argon, then krypton, then xenon. Because down the group, the ease of liquefaction increases due to increase of van der Waals forces. Second factor on which adsorption depends, that is the nature of adsorbent. That is the nature of adsorbent. Nature of adsorbent. Here, more will be the surface area, so more will be the surface tension, hence higher will be the extent of adsorption. Extent of adsorption is directly proportional to surface area of the adsorbent. Generally, question may be there, out of lump of charcoal and powdered charcoal, which is a better adsorbent? Out of lump of charcoal and powdered charcoal, which is a better adsorbent, and why? Then our answer will be powdered charcoal is a better adsorbent than lump of charcoal because powdered charcoal has larger surface area. Third factor is activation of the adsorbent. Third factor on which adsorption depends, that is the activation of adsorbent. First question may be there, what do you mean by activation of the adsorbent? Activation of adsorbent means increase of surface area of the adsorbent by suitable method, that is known as adsorbent. activation of adsorbent. Increase of surface area of the adsorbent by a suitable method that is known as activation. It can be done by changes into colloidal state or converted into powder form, or can be done by heating, that is known as activation of adsorbent. Generally, activated animal charcoal is used to separate the colored pigment from sugar, colored impurities from sugar. The fourth factor, that is very important one, and that is pressure. That is pressure. Generally, in adsorption, two phenomena are involved. The first one is evaporation, and the second one is condensation. As gases are converted into liquid and they then get evaporated into vapors. So at adsorption equilibrium, these two rates will be equal. Rate of evaporation is equal to rate of condensation. And as we know, the rate of condensation is directly proportional to pressure. Hence, we can say that extent of adsorption is also directly proportional to pressure. Extent of adsorption is directly proportional to pressure. Now, a graph can be plotted between extent of adsorption and pressure at constant temperature, and that graph is known as adsorption isotherm. Plot of extent of adsorption versus pressure at constant temperature, that is known as adsorption isotherm. And the adsorption isotherm can be of two types. Adsorption isotherm can be of two types. The first one is Friend-Lewis adsorption isotherm. Friend-Lewis adsorption isotherm. And the second one is Langmuir adsorption isotherm. Langmuir adsorption isotherm. In objective as well as in board, these are very important. According to Friend-Lewis adsorption isotherm, the extent of adsorption is directly proportional to fractional power of pressure. Extent of adsorption is directly proportional to fractional power of pressure. X by m is directly proportional to P raised to power 1 by m, or X by m is equal to K into P into 1 by m, where value of 1 by n can be between 0 to 1, while n can be greater than 1. N can be greater than 1. Graph may be plotted by taking X by m on coordinate and pressure on abscissa. This graph should have three parts in it. When pressure is low, then it is directly proportional to pressure. When pressure is high, then it is independent of pressure. And when pressure is intermediate, then it is directly proportional to fractional power of pressure. And it can also be verified by taking logarithm of this equation. On taking logarithm, the equation might be log of x by m, that is equal to log of k plus 1 by n log of k. And it is an equation of straight line. On ordinate, I can take log x by m. On abscissa, I have to take log p. We will get a straight line with slope 1 by n and intercept log k. Generally, questions might be there in competitive exam. What is the slope of that? What is the intercept? So, question may be there in board exam. What is Friend-Lewis adsorption isotherm? Explain them graphically. Now, we have to discuss about the Langmuir, generally asked in competitive exams. According to Langmuir adsorption isotherm, mathematically it will be x by m is equal to AP over 1 plus dt. AP over 1 plus dt, where A and B are not van der Waals gas constant. These are the constant of rate constants. P is the pressure. At low pressure, 1 by 1 is greater than Bp. So we will get equation X by M is directly proportional to B. At high pressure, 1 is less than Bp. So we will get equation X by M is independent of pressure. So from this, the Friend-Lewis adsorption isotherm can be obtained. And the last factor on which adsorption depends, that is temperature. Temperature. As I have mentioned, adsorption generally involves two phenomena, condensation and evaporation. Hence, higher will be the temperature, more will be evaporation, hence lesser will be the extent of adsorption. And this graph is known as adsorption isobar. Adsorption isobar is plot of extent of adsorption versus temperature at constant pressure, that is known as adsorption isobar. And for physical adsorption, the graph may be X by M versus T, a curved line with negative slope. And for chemical adsorption, graph may be parabolic curve like this. First increases, then decreases. I have explained why it is so. Initially, temperature will provide activation energy for bond formation. It is for chemical adsorption, and this graph is for physical adsorption. This chapter contains mainly three topics. The first one is adsorption, second one is catalyst. I have discussed in chemical kinetics too, and third one will be colloidal solution. For today, we have discussed about adsorption. Now you have to do the assignment and questions for this. Tomorrow we will discuss about catalyst. Till then, thank you.